All the girls that are being 20 right now and absolute whores in the club, whatever not, in 10 years are going to be 30, trying to settle down and realize that all the good guys are taken. They're going to complain that they were ran through their whole life, but while they were partying for the past 10 years, all the good girls got cuffed by the good guys. And so now when they look at all the men that are options, they're going to be competing with the now 20-year-old good girls and be stuck. Why? Because all the good guys are gone. You missed your chance being a fucking whore, bitch.
It's good that people are spreading awareness like this because there are many people who don't consider their decisions later on in life. But I think there's another element to this that a lot of people don't talk about, and it's women that are shooting outside of their lane. I know this sounds really horrible, but we live in the real world, and there are many average women who are not considered the first pick when it comes to the kind of men that they want to be with.
For a woman who's 25 on average, what do you think her body count would be?
Anywhere between 18 and 30.
It don't matter, okay?
Sure.
Cause as long as I put that pussy on you, you don't worry about another pussy, okay? You see me? That's all I gotta say, because once I put this pussy on you, the snap right back, and you don't care about the rest of them.
So it don't matter how much man you put the pussy on?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're grown. We're on this earth to reproduce.
So that not going to stop your ability to make meaningful connections?
I mean, it may, for you, no offense, it may.
For you.
It may
For you.
affect you.
No, for you.
But for me, no.
For you.
What's the body count for a male at 25?
Yes, sweetheart.
On average,
Yes, sweetheart. That's a good question.
1 in 3 men hasn't had sex in a year or they're still a virgin. 18 to 25.
No, that's very misogynistic of you to say.
So you said 18 to 25. I said 18 to 30. What's the difference?
No. An 18-year-old man to 25-year-old man.
I got you now.
Most men that I know especially will not shoot for a woman that is way better looking than them. And when you ask them why, they'll usually say something along the lines of, she's too pretty for me, or, oh, she's out of my league. But you'll never hear a woman say that about a guy who clearly is, in that scenario, out of her league. Women will be so quick to tell men, ew, stay on your level. But when a guy tells them that, it's misogynistic. I think we have to consider that both sexes like people who are attractive. And yes, women are going to find different things attractive, but I think universally, for the most part in general, human beings are attracted to physically fit people. Now, physically fit can mean different things. There are people that are physically fit and super muscular, and people are not into that body type. There are people who are physically fit and very slender, and people are not into that body type. So I understand that there's preference. There's physically fit women who have super large butts, and some men are not into that. Some have super large tits, and men aren't into that. They like smaller ones or bigger ones. So there is preference that goes into that. Now, take a guy that is in like the top 2% of attractive men, where he can have every woman that he ever desires. It's already harder for guys to get women, but imagine now you have a guy that is really, really attractive. He doesn't have to worry about working very hard to get women because women just throw themselves at him. Why would he then choose someone who is considered average? And this is not me being mean, I'm average too. When he can have Victoria's Secret models, which are things that it just is. Women have the same thing. They're like super, super pretty. They're usually not going to go for guys who make their social status look bad. Unless the guy is super rich, which is why I say that women can have a different attraction. They look at resources, physical fitness, but resources as well. Which still, that is a topic for another day, because a lot of these women that have sugar daddies that don't necessarily look very hot or that are too old and have a lot of money, they will play the part to make the sugar daddy happy, but then they will have their boyfriend who is physically fit on the side. You see this with a lot of other primates as well. There's the troop chief who is in charge of everyone else, who provides the resources and stability, and then these baboons or whatever primate it is will go behind his back and screw another male who is lesser on the totem pole, but that they find attractive. So I think it's easier when people, we hook up when we're younger, and yes, Everyone is looking for their partner during that time. They're having fun, whatever. But then when women get to a certain age, they're still shooting for those same people. And if they are shooting for guys that are older than them or around the same age, they're either married or they've gotten with someone earlier on in life. So what do these women do? They try to shoot for the best because they figure now that they are 30 or 25 or what have you, that they deserve the best. They're ready to settle down. They're not going to settle for less.
Analyst, Airbnb. Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 2 kids, 5 and 4.
Are the same guy?
Yes, my ex-husband.
Hey, what kind of man you looking for, babe?
Candid man that's financially stable, is good with children, and doesn't want more kids, to be honest. I just don't want to have any more kids.
Does he have to look a certain way?
Yes, I want him to be polished. I'm polished. I want him to be a polished man.
Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Yes, I want him to make at least 6 figures.
You know, I think men say you come with 2 kids and you want a man that makes 6 figures. Do you want to respond to that?
I make 6 figures. My children didn't stop me from making 6 figures. If you don't have children, there's no reason why you don't make 6 figures. Or if you do have children, you should be able to make 6 figures. I'm attractive. I'm put together. Like, I'm not asking for something that I can't get and I can't give.
They had all their fun. Now they're ready for a good guy. But I guess their parents kind of fail them with tempering their expectations because they'll make a laundry list of what a guy is supposed to be, and then they get upset and frustrated when they don't find a guy that fits any of those things, or they're missing 2 things off that list. And instead of accepting that person for their flaws like the guy would have to do for them, they throw the whole guy away and then ask why men are shit. Everything must be perfect, or if, God forbid, a guy has preferences or he has standards, it is seen as misogynistic. And so they blame the entire group of men, all of them, and they walk around with this bitter, cold heart because they've been brokenhearted so many times because they chose the wrong person over and over again, and then wonder why they're alone. It is very delusional. It's a very egotistical way of looking at life. And just as how we girls are human, we make mistakes, we have flaws, we have standards, you cannot expect men to just be objects and not have the same.
Brianna, Dallas, Texas, 28, Aquarius, a broker in logistics, no kids. What kind of man you looking for, honey?
I am looking for a man that is ready to settle down, that's not into playing games, someone who is emotionally available, someone who's honest, someone who's not trying to be out here in the streets because I'm trying to get married and I want, I'm looking for my best friend, my partner in crime.
Okay. What's some deal breakers?
Someone who smokes because I'm not a smoker. He needs to have a good job, be very well off into his career. I'm not going to say kids, but I would prefer a man with no kids. If he does have kids, I would want his children to be older, like 10 or older.
Does he have to look a certain way?
Handsome.
Oh, handsome. All right. What's handsome to you?
Handsome. So I'm 5'4", so I'm not gonna go crazy on the height. At least 5'8" or taller. I prefer my man, clean cut, well groomed. Takes pride in the way he dresses. But I'm not too superficial. As long as you keep yourself together and you have good teeth. I'm really big on teeth, and I can work with it.
Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I would prefer he make over 6 figures.
We're all human. Yes, we operate in different ways. We might process emotions differently, some of us, but that doesn't mean that men don't have preferences. If you kept getting hurt by people, it's because you're choosing the wrong people. And sometimes you will have to find somebody who is on your level. Most times, actually. Guys know how to do it because they're mature. They know who they can win a fight against, most of them. They know who they can drag or draw in terms of a female. Women must do the same. And there are a lot of women out there, I don't know if it's because of the whole movement where people are lying to women like being lied to. And so a girl goes out there and she thinks that she looks like Rihanna, right? Or super top 2% hottest women in the world when she just looks like an average Jane. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just don't go up to a guy who is way better looking than you and not expect that you're going to have competition or that guy is going to be more likely to cheat because he has more options. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying, based on my little experience that I've had, I know I don't have all the experience in the world, but from the little that I've had and I've seen with other people, that is usually the case.
100K.
You want to make 100K. 100K and handsome. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. Let me just see. Okay, well.
Okay.
Okay.
You having a half shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you typically date the men you just described?
Yeah, I've talked to some very successful men.
So what happened with those relationships?
So here in Dallas, men want to play. They're not trying to settle down. It's, more women than it is men. So they just want to have fun.
On the flip side too, it's not just super, super attractive guys, it's super attractive girls too. They get hit on more. And also, think about it. Those really attractive guys are going to be looking for super attractive girls. So let's just say you're an ugly dude, right? Just for argument's sake. And you catch this really, really attractive girl. Guys are going to go out of their way that are super attractive and know they're way more attractive than you and on the level with that girl. And on principle, they're going to try and take your girl from you. It happens all the time. It's happened to me. And it's not even that the guy that I was with was ugly. He didn't look ugly to me. He was hot to me. But there was this really, really good looking guy. And on principle, like he would say things behind my boyfriend's back. Like when we went to the store and he's like, "Why are you with him, bro? Like, look at him." He literally said that to me. I'm like, "Excuse me, that's my boyfriend." And he's like, "You're too pretty to be with someone like him." Those were his exact words. And I'm not that pretty. But because it looks bad on him, because he's far more attractive than that guy, he somehow felt threatened by that. Some girls will say the same thing. You'll see a really, okay, she's not super, super ugly, but like a very average looking girl with a super attractive guy. That happens too sometimes. And girls will come out of the woodworks just on principle to try and take that guy. And they'll say things like, you see it on social media all the time. "Oh, why are you with her? She's so bland. She's so," what's the word that they use? Like mid? No, guys use the word mid. But there's another word that girls use, like plain Jane or whatever, or something. And they'll like post their pictures to the guy, like their thirst traps, and say, "Oh, you can have this. Look, this is what you should be with." And they'll try to compete because the guy is so hot. So just understand, like, that's why guys don't even bother. Because even guys that think they could pull a woman like that, they have said, a lot of them, "Yeah, I don't want the trouble of men constantly trying to take my woman." I think there was a clip like that somebody reacted to online where a guy straight up said that, and he didn't realize he was insulting his girlfriend by saying that she was ugly, because he's like, "I know most guys won't choose her anyway, and I don't want to have to deal with competing with them, so that's why I'm with her." I'm like, bro, that's fucked up. Like, you're saying this to millions of people.
5 would be her. Not my type. Love the hair though. Number 4, I would say it would be her. She's a little bit on the quiet side. As number 3, I would say her, because she's a little too tall for me, I would say. Maybe a lot taller than I am. I love her style. Love the long jacket, and of course what was I?
It's like 5.
Number 5, there you go. Number 5,
Yeah,
I would say would be you. Not only because she's my girlfriend, but because I just love simple.
Yeah.
And that's what made me, choose that.
To be number 5, not because I don't think highly of myself, but just because I was on set with all these beautiful women, and they all have something going on in their lives too. I just feel like I'm okay with what they set me at. I'm not taking anything personally. I mean, I still think I'm cute. I'm not that attractive, but
Damn right,
I still think I'm a cute girl.
Yeah, damn fucking right you average, and I love you as your little average ass booty. There's that little tiny little half peach. Yeah, fucking average, and I love it. 5 out of 10. Let's get it, bitch. Woo. Yeah.
I know he's being honest, but it's so embarrassing, but that's what a lot of guys think. So they don't shoot outside of their lane. So back to the women, when you're done with your life of drinking and aging yourself beyond repair, just understand that you're not going to be able to pull the guys that you think you deserved back 10 years ago. It's just life. I'm not trying to be mean. I know a lot of girls will come out and hate me for saying this, but we have to be realistic. Guys are more than just their looks. Yes, girls are more than their looks, yada, yada, yada. Believe in yourself, love your skin, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to human biology and attraction, I think a lot of people forget that instinct plays a part, and no matter how much you try to hijack it, it always comes back. It's always going to be there. You're just deluding yourself. I'm not saying that you can't have fun, but just understand that the type of fun that you have comes at a cost. Like if you spend all your college days snorting coke, you're going to pay for that later. If you're getting your heart constantly broken because you are sleeping with a different guy every day, just understand that there is a consequence to that. It's fun and you should live your best life, go ahead, but there's a consequence to that. It's going to change your perception of how you see men. And the same thing on the flip side for guys. Like I'm not saying anything towards women that I don't say about guys too. It goes both ways. Guys that sleep with many, many, many women and that's just their thing, when they settle down and are like, oh, I gotta get a wife now because traditionally that's what I'm supposed to do, most of the time you will find Go look at the statistics or see the people that come online all the time, those same type of guys that used to live like that in college. Most of the time, those guys cheat. Most of the time. The same thing with women. If they were used to having casual encounter after encounter after encounter, when they settle down, they end up cheating because they are so used to that habit of jumping from person to person and that promiscuous behavior that is what they display in their marriage life. It may be dormant for a while because they're trying to be good, but then after they get comfortable and they've already gotten the guy or gotten the girl, they're like, man, I remember when I used to do this. That same behavior and personality that prompted them to do those behaviors in the first place, that's still there. It doesn't just leave. They've already formed those pathways and those habits. Just like someone who used to drink a lot during high school and college, that pathway to be an addict and to go back to those behaviors is still there. So it's going to be a lot harder to break it. And that's why I think that people who prefer that lifestyle, you should be honest with yourself and either don't get married, or if you're going to get into a relationship, get in a relationship with somebody else who is okay with you guys having a sort of open relationship, because I don't understand why people get married and then don't honor what marriage means. I mean, marriage can mean different things to different people, but then they lie. They just go and be like, oh, I'll commit to this person and I'll never have anyone else. And yet they don't try. They just do it for social points' sake. And then they end up breaking their vows almost immediately. So, yeah, I just think people need to temper their expectations, especially women, because women are the ones told in media that they deserve everything and that everyone must bow at their feet no matter what they do, no matter what they do to their bodies. If you become a meth addict, it doesn't matter. People should just love you because you're a woman. And I think that is actually hurting women more than it is helping.